Hi ladies and gentlemen, Makalasi here. Thanks for coming back to my channel. And I have been studying esoteric information for the last 20 years. And I feel it's about time that we share information and help each other as a collective so you can take what you like, leave what you don't, and we'll just go from there. So I like to be a little bit creative in my teachings because there's just so much to cover, So I like to keep it a little bit interactive, and I know that people are very vision like I like vision. So I like my little whiteboard. So I decided that what I wanted to do for this video is kind of make it more interactive or make it fun. So I want to make it more as like, remember my last video, I said sometimes people to call the awakening process as like the game, because if you've been following my video, it's because we are kind of like in this holographic universe, right? And we're in a holographic universe, which is basically a place where we can manifest our inner verse. So what happens is our external verse or our universe is a reflection of our inner verse. So we're kind of like manifesting from our conscious and our subconscious, and based on that we're manifesting people or relationships that reflect our inner verse and have interactions with them. So it's kind of like a holographic universe, an algorithm per se, where it's just giving to us like the algorithm of our inner verse. So like what we believe in is going to give back to us. So when you understand that, you kind of figure that out. But once you figure that out, then you learn like, oh well, then I can like fine tune and play with the Matrix. And that's when I like the analogy of like the actual movie The Matrix, where Neo learned how to like manifest all these like whatever he wanted, because he's basically was able to direct to his subconscious what he wanted in the Matrix. So that's why when you understand that, you get to a point eventually. So first you're just haphazardly manifesting, not sure what's happening in your life, not realizing that you're the creator of your holographic universe. You eventually get to a point where understanding the dynamics of the video game, right? And then after that, then you have to get to a point where then you become still, because then you say, okay, now if I become still, I can stop all the static, and then I can just slowly observe. So then that's when you have to kind of get into doing journals, because then you can start observing your manifestations by seeing what's happening in your life, looking for the patterns, and then therefore your life and your observations and your reflection becomes your teacher. So in a way, you become your own teacher by observing your life, and then as you start to become your own teacher, you will start to have synchronicities. And the way that you would know that you're on the right path is because you remember your thoughts create reality. So the more you're on the right path, you'll start having like synchronicities, like because your mind and your mind's reflection of your inner verse, so it's syncing really well. So that's when you start to have like indigenous cultures. They are able to speak to the subconscious. Their subconscious can speak to them in symbolism and animals and nature, because they're so in sync with their subconscious that they moved from the static of the ego or the shadow to being still, to then moving in unison with their subconscious and their manifestation. So therefore, they're just instantaneously manifesting and able to decode their life. So it gets really interesting in that way. But another way we can look at it is we can look at this as a game. So if you think of this as a game, look at it as like you were in a secret mission. So you came down to Earth, but what happened is when you came to Earth, you had to lose your memory, because that's part of the game. So part of the game is you lose your memory, but then you have to realize that this is a holographic universe, understand that you're in a holographic universe, and then like the magician, understand the tools that you need to have control over this holographic universe. Because remember, this is a holographic universe. That means when people are magicians per se, they just know how to utilize the holographic universe to their advantage. So they're saying, oh, for example, if I say I got a new car, you got a new car. But they're like, oh, but if I say I got a new car, but I say it only on Wednesdays, the manifestation happens faster. So look at magicians as people who were manifesting, but they were just kind of learning different ways and tools to manifest. Like, oh, if I'm say an affirmations with a blue red with a blue pen in my hand, it manifests a lot. Then they write it down, and then they start manifesting with the blue pen in their hand. So that's how magic started happening. Is people started realizing that we were in a holographic universe, and then from the holographic universe they started to try new ways and new things to work with the holographic universe, and that's when they start to do things like vision board, like most of you guys know vision board. And that's when you understand that it's a game, so you can get control of the holographic universe. You have tools, and then once you go there then you can start becoming a part of the rescue mission. So this is what I like to say is we are kind of like on a mission, and it's a secret mission, and what happened is you first need to wake up to know that you're in the mission, and then the second part you need to know is that your level of awareness is what makes it go on to the different levels. So basically based on your vibration and frequency, so you will go into different levels of the game based on your vibration and frequencies. But you have to be careful, because in each level, well, you have to clear each level, but there's always shadow of each level that you have to clear, and each shadow is connected to your ego seduction. So sometimes you will have ego seduction, which will say stuff like, oh, you know, you're a supreme race, or you know, you're an occult, like if you come with us we'll save you, you know, we'll have stuff like that. And then what happens is then Earth, well, what the mission is, Earth has been captured, and we're secret agents from heaven. We're the stewards of Earth, and the goal is to hold a high frequency. And when we hold high frequency in our body, we realize who we are, we can restore cosmic law, we can rescue Earth from going down the abyss, and we can restore balance. And from that, we can make alliance with the elemental kingdom, the plant kingdom, the mineral kingdom, and animal kingdom, right? And so what happens is that is our goal. We need to restore balance in the universe, and the way we have to do that is we first have to restore balance within ourselves, and then we have to restore balance by holding a high frequency in our energy. So that's why I have, by restoring her original blueprint, we can all get into our body, into our heart center, instead of floating around, hold that frequency in there of our high frequency with our heart and crown chakra. And if we can all do it across the globe, we can hold and raise the frequency from low to high. So if we can all hold our frequency, we can go from the green to the red. So that is the goal for the game, is we need to hold our frequency so we can be anchors of this frequency that's on the planet already. And then while we could do that, then we can raise the frequency. And I believe there's a number to 144,000. I believe 144,000 happens either there should be a shift of some sort, I believe. So yeah, that's my quick video. Hope you like it, and we'll see you next.